Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've made any videos, but I thought I had a very worthy uh, project that was given to me, and I thought you guys might like to watch it. So this bow from the collections was given to me when I was at Fireside Stitchery teaching, and the student's name is Barbara. And during class, I mentioned that I have saved pieces that had been chewed on by dogs, and you never know what can be done. And she came up and said, "Would you look at something that happened with my dog?" And she told me the story about how her dog has had epilepsy. And whenever she was having a fit episode, convulsing, she would chew. She had to chew something. Well, it happened to be Christmas, and it might have been like the previous year, not this last Christmas. But never know, could have been. And unfortunately, this fell out of the box or off the box, and she chewed it. Unfortunately, the dog has passed away. And she said we all know that finishing costs a lot of money, and canvases and cost a lot of money. And then not even talking about how long it takes to stitch something that is larger. And she was really looking forward to having this on top of her tree. So she brought it in and asked me what I could do with this. And I said, well, obviously we can't make it look like the matching point. And she said she didn't care as long as she could put it on her tree. It's all part of the piece's history. So whatever I could do, she would be happy with. So the first thing I did is I knotted off the end, glued the extra fibers to the cording that's already attached, because I don't want to reinvent the wheel and redo all of this cording. And so I got that all knotted off. I smashed it. I arrowheaded it so that hopefully I'll be able to sort of marry everything back together again. And so I did the same on this. I got it tied off, and I thought I would make sure that you guys got to watch that part. So I'm taking a little bit of hot glue and take my rubber grippy off, and I smash that nice and flat profile, and I give it a little arrowhead. Nice tiny, tiny, tiny arrowhead. You can see it there-ish. Okay. So let me get my double specs on here. And I tried to decrease the size of my little thing, but the overlay, but I obviously didn't do it enough. So what I'm going to do now is I have the invisible thread that this finisher used that needs to be tied off so that it doesn't, over time, if there's pulling on it, it won't pull the cording away and loosen because I didn't knot it again. Now, we'll be very honest with this one. It's very tiny piece, and I don't want to pull it back any further. So I am going to put I don't know, I think it's staying relatively. So I'm going to pull my curved needle through. I'm going to grab this short. Oop, you're kind of caught. Hold on, guys. I got a little under over here going on. It's, again, we all know that invisible thread, once it's been in something, it tends to hold the curl and be a pain. So what I'm going to do, I know it's going to be kind of hard for you to see because, hello, it's invisible thread. I look like Marcel Marceau being a mime. I really promise I am doing something here. All right, and there's one piece in, threaded through the needle, and then the awfully fiddly little bits. Okay, so now I'm going to pull that through. I'm going to lift that up a little bit so I still have a hole. I'm trying to run that back through. Hold on. Let me find some. Oh, I had some tweezers here, but I guess it's onto the needle nose pliers. Oh, that have crusty glue all over them. That ain't gonna work. It's never-ending fun here. Okay, let's try these. These have glue on them too. Gosh, what was I doing with these things? Oh, I know what I can do. Doll needle. Ah! Behave. I know, it's torture watching me sometimes. There. Come on, Kelly. Be smarter than the fishing line. And sorry, but my hands are definitely not camera ready. Wait. I lost where my little tails are. Got it. There's once through. Now, we can come back through again. We're going to do twice and hope that they stay. Okay. I do not have lovely petite fingers for this. Oh my giddy aunt. Okay, hold on. I gotta pause this. You guys can't watch all this. Hold on. Okay. I promise it was only like 3 minutes, but boy, it felt like a lifetime. So now I'm going to take this curved needle again. I'm going to put it up through. feed it up through like this. I'm going to pull those back through again. And the reason being is whenever I tie off a knot, I like as big of a leader going through there. Oh my goodness. I thought fishing line was bad. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yes. Now I'm going to pull that back up through and all the way. I'm going to put my thumb thing back on since my skin has absolutely no moisture in it, and pull it up. So the knot is down here and the invisible thread comes out up here, and that gives me a good 1/4 of an inch of fishing line, a little tail on that knot, so that if it pulls on it, pull, you have enough there that it doesn't totally pull it out. Okay, enough of that now. Jeez. So, gotta make sure I have a few pins. So now what we're gonna do, it's pretty basic. You know, I started doing this and I stopped and I unpinned it and said, I think I need to show this. Now, you can see that the needle point is very ragged. And remember how, if you know, if you took my class, and I'm telling you that it does, if you cut into canvas, that it doesn't unravel like a pair of pantyhose in the 70s. Well, this kind of proves it, because if it did that, we wouldn't be able to do what we're about to do. So I'm literally just pushing this all back under. Okay, just like that. Now, this finisher doesn't use interfacing, and it would make this moment a little bit easier because there'd be a little more body to this moire. But I'm very grateful that it's moire, because it definitely holds up better for having repairs like this than if this was just like heavy satin. Forget about it. There's no, I'd have to like redo like the whole thing, rip the whole back off and everything. But because it's a good fabric, I'm just gonna fold this edge like this. Okay, come on, come on, come on. And I'm gonna try to not get that tail caught up in what I'm about to do. Come on out. Come on, come on. Oh, you're sewn right down to that little... Okay. Okay, fine. We go like that. It's so hard to keep on camera sometimes. Like, I don't know how good the Mary's gonna be, but We are having a make it work moment. Okay. So we're just going to start at this end, get it pinned, and we're going to grab it right there. Okay. Hold on. My dark sweater is making the light, the auto exposure, get really bright and washing out what I'm doing. And I'm just going to keep working that same edge in. And Barbara was really funny because I said, well, you know, it won't look exact. And she said, well, it'll be way up on the tree, so we just won't care. And nobody will look that close at it. And I say, good on you, Barbara, because this is definitely worth saving. And we have all had those moments in our lives where a child has done something or a pet has done something and we go, oh, now what do we do? Oh dear. That was me with my daughters, and I kept all of the scissors up on top of the refrigerator so that my kids couldn't get at them because they were, you know, like 3 and 4. It might have even been 2 and 3. But needless to say, the oldest one knew where the scissors were, and they were, thankfully, the safety scissors that are for little kids. And I went to vacuum one day and I'm just working that canvas over. I'm really manhandling it, you guys. And I go to vacuum and I was like, you guys cut your Barbie's hair? What is this blonde hair pile of hair behind the chair? Well, then I took a closer look at my youngest, who had blonde hair, and realized that her sister had just grabbed a bunch of hair on the top of her head and lopped it off right at the scalp. And she had just enough that was wispy because she, you know, she definitely was a baldy for a long time, that it kind of covered. And so it wasn't blatantly obvious. I really kind of had to go foofing her hair over. Okay. So I think we've got that good there. Now the thing I have to remember is to keep a hole here and a hole here so that we can try to slide the cording, which to me it does not look like the right color, but for whatever reason I don't have anything that really matches exactly, or maybe it is matching exactly and it's just my wonky eyes. I don't know. So here we go. So now I'm going to put my finger grippers on again. I'm going to get a piece of my fishing line. Doesn't have to be long. It's not that big of a piece, but we also have to remember too that we're going to be sewing this on. And 1, 2, 3 times through the loop. Then make the loop again, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now we set the knot by going like boop right there. Feed it through there. When I'm sewing this, I want to grab the fabric like this and not worry about this right now. Okay, so I'm going to start it at this end. I'm going to slide my needle under my cording into this seam area. We could probably even come in through the back where I can see that knot that I made. I'm going to come up into the front. I see. I don't know if I can catch the light with my, there it goes. Okay, so that's about a half an inch ahead. Okay, pull, 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 pull. And then, oop, my glasses hit the camera. And now I'm just going to grab. So I am running my curved needle in the fold and grabbing just that little bit of fabric. I'm basically going to do a ladder stitch right now. I'm not going to pull hard on this moire because I don't want to take the chance that it rips through. Okay. And I can see that this is a stitch that is piece of waste canvas that's there. So I'm going to push that in, put my finger down on it, grab, run my needle through the material. And by not going, if you're doing, I can tell that the person here used a straight needle to put the cording on, because you can kind of see it a lot. And so I'm running this, I'm grabbing like going behind 3 of the stitches. Okay. Coming out. So I'm still in the needlepoint side. Push this under a little bit. Grab some material. Bring it back down. Go to the needlepoint. And up there. Okay. So needlepoint side. I try not to go more than a quarter, like 3 stitches or a quarter of an inch on these, because the material will gap if the stitch gets to be too long. And see, you can't even see those stitches there. Nice and smooth. Okay, I think, let me see, maybe one more. And can't see because this little cording is right there. We're going to grab that. And this time, I'm going to turn this because I want to leave the gap for the cording to go in. I'm going to grab the fabric. Definitely got to move that pin in so I can. Okay. And pull that pin out. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in to the needlepoint canvas like that. Okay. I'm going to pull my fishing line taut. 1, 2, 3 times around the needle. It's similar to like doing a French knot. It's a type of fishing line lure tying knot fishermen do. Okay, so now when you're stitching on cording, okay, you want to hold it with the, if you are a righty, you want to hold it in your hand with the needle point facing front. Your left hand it's in the palm of your left hand, okay? Because if you start from and try to go this way, you're constantly coming up in the front of the needle point, and you'll see the fishing line as you're going around. You won't be able to hide it because you're going against the segments of your cording. Now, the one thing, yeah, this one's twisted the same way it is twisted correctly in the same direction that I need it to be. So I'm going to slide it in, and what I mean by that is if somebody twisted this cording to the left, and then to the right, it makes it, I wouldn't be able to marry my cording with it because the twist would be going opposite. Okay. And you're like, Kelly, what? I know. And it goes against the manufacturing of pearl cotton to go the opposite direction. Do I actually have a hole here to slide it into? Not the way I normally would, but I do see that I can feed it in there, maybe. I'm not sure it's long enough of a tail. Oh, baka. Come on. You know, if the camera was off, this would all go smoothly. But because you guys are watching, it's like, yeah, no. You wanna, what? No. Not happening. All right. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get that in there. And now I'm gonna take this end of my cord. I probably should have done 5 because their cording isn't quite as tight as what I just did. All right, but I'm just gonna tuck mine. I know it's the same amount of strands. All right, so I'm just gonna tuck that in. Ooh, I can see you peeking out on the other side. Damn it, no. Okay. So because this is just a fold, it's not a true hole that goes straight down in. I have to take this, grab this big chunk of fabric so that my fishing line is running in the space. Okay, you are just being obstinate. Come on. Sliding it. I'm sliding it right along that fold right there. Okay. So now what I have done is I've kind of created a pseudo hole. All right. Because this is going to pull this right up nice and tight. 1, 2. 2 here. Okay. Now, for those of you that are squeamish about cutting your canvas or having this tricky moment with canvas, oh, perfection, I think. Yeah, that created a little pocket there. Because the whole point of when you're beginning and ending cording and you're trying to marry them together, you have to slide them under parallel. Now I gotta try to get this in that little dodgy hole that I just made. Come on. Because I not only have to fit one, I have to fit 2 cords in there. Alright. A little more glue. Keep that from unfurling, untwisting. Yeah. I have so much junk piled around me that I can't pick anything up without it getting caught on something else. Okay, let's try this again. So now we have our nice pointy point on the end, like so. And yes, okay, I think we can do it now. Okay. Okie dokie. I can't hardly see. I'm gonna push that end in. Ha! Yes! Damn! It is really not the right color. I should put a little tag on it that says, "All my love and miss you" on the back. But I don't know her dog's name. In memory of Pupper. Because you know she's never going to look at this and not remember how it got this way. Okay, queasy people. Okay. I was going to bust through that with my X-Acto blade and just cut a bunch of needlepoint stitches that might be impeding me from doing what I need to do, but instead I'll try to put this one in first. There we go. So I've fed it and I'm trying to keep it going right along the seam. Okay. Now, all right. Now, some of you might be thinking, Kelly, is this really worth it? Yeah, because, you know, the labor that goes into stitching this, we all know. And then somebody else finished it. And so, you know, that's getting you coming and going. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to untwist mine a little bit to try to sort of have that same width in the sections that she has in her cord and I now have in mine. And we're going to push that in and we'll bury that right down and we'll sew it in. Okay, and when it comes forward, hopefully, I just shoved it in a little bit wrong. We'll get it in there pretty close. But it'll require a little back and forth sewing and manipulating. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think we got that. Sort of. Okay. You can see it. There's a little bulge there, but we're gonna... Let me get my thumb and my finger on again. Okay. Let me see which side I'm on. Okay. So we're holding it like this. Where am I? Okay, I'm way up under here. So I need to come back up a little ways. Gotta turn it. Sorry, guys. Just can't get the right angle from trying to do it the opposite way. Oh my gosh, my gripper is gonna make me nuts. Almost as nuts as doing this. Alright. So we're gonna bring this back under, but we're gonna come up on the back side. Okay? Like that. In the fabric side. Okay. So now, like what I was talking about, you can angle this fishing line back through that angle. And I am going in between, sorry. I'm literally dividing the two twists going into the needle point, and then I can feel that I'm coming up into the come on. I'm trying to get a better angle and a shorter there. Oh, so close. There. I just didn't want that big of a leap. So now I'm going to come all the way back here. Going to grab right there. Okay. Nope. Way too far. Way too far. There. Okay. Now, we're going to have to work on getting those to marry back together, because I've been manipulating this back and forth, and this is not usually, you know, when I've never done it like this before. I'm trying to marry two pieces like this. So I gotta tuck that back in there, like that. And then this. Oh, my glasses keep hitting that. There. That's tucked under there. That little piece of fishing line is annoying the heck out of me. Get in there. There. And now this guy. Alright, let's see what I can do with this. So now I'm going to grab this twisted cord right through, I think, this section. Okay. Then I'm going to come into the needle point. And there. So I am going to have to mess with that a little bit afterwards to get it to roll a little nicer, I think. It's going right through the middle of the cording, through those two twists, two segments, whatever you want to call them. And yes, I am piercing right through it. I do not go on top of it. Okay. I think I can smooth that out. Let's hope. Might be require going back over it with some fishing line. And I'm trying to keep it a little bit looser so it sort of matches the previous cord. Now, see where my fishing line is there? I'm coming all the way back here. Okay? Like so. And the reason why I go so far back is that gives me almost a half an inch of fishing line laying across that cording. So I'm coming in here, my needle's going in there, and way up here is that fishing line. Okay. Trying not to take big chunks. I'm overlapping a lot of these stitches as well. So it cinches it right down nice and tight, and it disappears in between the sections. If you were to start, so like say you were doing an ornament, you always start your cording on the left side of your loop, because then you're always working from the material side at an angle back, 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 back as you're going, and allows you to slide that in. And it really is amazing how tight you can get that to lay down to it so that people can't even pull it forward and get it to loosen up, you know? Not that anybody would do that to your beautiful, beautiful needlepoint piece. Small children, pets, manhandly people that don't realize how much labor of love has gone into that piece for them. So I'm hoping this end will be a little kinder to me when I go to marry them. Do I think it will be easy? No. It'll probably be like the other side because it's going into a fold, not a hole. But if it gets too ugly, I'm getting the X-Acto blade out and I'm cutting a hole. Because, you know, yes, I do things like that. And I just shared a very big secret. You do what you gotta do to hide your mechanics, and oh my goodness, I do not like what that's doing. Okay. All right, so there's that. So now that we're here, grab my needle, and I'm going to grab that section and pull it forward like so. Then just kind of pushing on it and pushing it down in. I'm going to grab this section and kind of pull it up. And I think that might be as good as I'm going to be able to get it. Pull some of you out. There we go. Not horrible. I think with it being way up high on the tree, they won't be able to see that too much. And they'll think that it was meant to be this way all along. Okay, so now we got to tie this off, cording, and then we marry the other end together. I don't think I want to do this too long either because I don't think there's that much room in there to be shoving a whole lot of this in there. But heaven forbid you cut it too short. Regret will come swiftly. Okay. I'm gonna foof it. And don't do what I do because I have asbestos fingers. Glue it. And smash it. Just like that. Nice and squish, squish, squished. All right. Now, all that back on again so that we can take a look and see if we can trim and then come on. All right, let's use the dull end so I don't puncture this. And get myself in trouble. Mm-hmm. 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 All right, you, come on out. Oh, wow. Okay, what I did, how I buried it. Ha! There we go. Trying to lift that up out of that hole a little bit. So maybe I have a place to stuff this. Just cram it in there. Who knew, right? Who knew how much we torture your needlepoint while we're trying to do things like this? All right. So see how that material wants to fold up? We don't really want that. But I also have to figure out how to manipulate this down in. Ah, there we go, there we go. I think. So, perpetually, things like this don't like to keep the stuffing out at the points, you know, like in the corners of a pillow, things like that. I don't like it. Get in there. Ha. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take that one, that section, and I'm going to shove that down under. Now bring this right up. Come on. I've stretched and pulled so much that I've made that segment so long. It's like, no. Stop that. I gotta pull that up. There we go. Okay. I think exasperation has set in. You ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Wouldn't be one of my videos if it didn't take flipping forever to do a simple thing such as this. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just cut all those stitches I just made. You see? Do you see what I did? I pulled and poked and did all of that stuff, and my fishing line let go. Okay, try again, try again, try again. You know, this was supposed to be like a 15-minute video. It is definitely not that. Okay. I don't want to lose that off of there. Okay, I just made that hole. Where did it go? Okay, okay. There. And down in the hole I just cut. Thank you very much. Just like that, maybe? Maybe. Yeah. Now we get the non-pointy end to see if we're really cramming it down into, yeah, there it is. The hole. And look at that. Just like that. Boom. Together. So now we, woo! I just stabbed myself. Okay. Here we go. Pull that like that. We're gonna come to the front side. And just like before, we're gonna come back into the needle point. I'm gonna grab between the trying to slide that back in that fold. Ooh, in the fold of the material that we turned under, right? You know what I'm saying. Okay. Now we can come back this way. Fold that material under just a skosh, right? We're gonna come in right here, sew that down. There. Okay, like that. Trying to lift this out just a bit so it doesn't fall way down in. Okay, I think this is how it's gonna be. All right. Back through some of the material. So having that fusible interfacing, the SF101 would really help this. So I'm coming up through this cord in between. This is the original cording. Coming back so it slides under, and tack that down, and then we knot it and we're done. The Moray will get chewed up if you come up and down through too much and etc. It'll start to fray, so you have to be kind of careful how much manipulating you do coming up through it. That's why sometimes having that SF101 on it, it really helps that too. Okay, now the back doesn't look too horrible, but it ain't too fabulous either. But from the top, you're kind of not gonna know. And I'm sure the story will get told again and again. Eventually. Ready? Nodding and trying to grab the needle point because I know that this moray it will definitely pull through if I don't grab the needle point. It's why I use the fusible interfacing. That's why I started using it. Okay, so now you can see that that knot is right there, right? So now what you do is you slide it in just past, up, out through the front, through the needle point, pull, cut, and it sucks that right back inside. Okay, and look at that. A little wonky looking, but we'll just kind of bend that up a little and that down a little and pull this forward a little. And move it really fast so you just can't even see that something happened to it. But now at least she can put it up on her tree and it won't have gone to waste. Hold on, let's go up a little. Ta-da! Just like that. Okay, everybody, I hope that helps you out. And I know that curved needles, people hate them, but it does give you the ability to have no visible fishing line bits that are shiny, and it just takes time. Just keep practicing, practicing, practicing. It'll get better. And definitely, you know, use thimbles, use grips, because I don't have any fingerprints left on that thumb or this middle finger that I push the stuff through, and doesn't really like this one either because that's what you used to pull through too. All right, good luck. And the dog ate my bow is now concluded. All right, everybody, good seeing you again.